Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Right, TGIF. Now, in today's video, we are going to go over what to do, right, as far as recruiting goes. Stop recruiting and start interviewing. We're going to show you how.
Right, because as you guys know, we talk about this every single day. What is a PIP, right? Well, it has its own definition in the financial world, but for us, it's passive income profits, right? So we want to show you how to create active income and then turn it into passive income. So a lot of what we've been focusing on is most of you need more active income before you can, kind of convert that into passive income on the back end. And a lot of what we do, it's not exclusively, is through network marketing, right? And this week we're talking about how to put your network marketing business on the fast track because most network marketers are struggling. We know that if you're listening to this show, you are probably not where you want to be in your network marketing business. And one of the things that we've learned over the years is that if you want to succeed long term in this industry, you have to be developing layers of leadership. That's a theme for us, right? On your team. So no matter how good you are at personally sponsoring new members, your business is either withers or it dies if you don't know how to develop leadership within your organization and how to have those layers, because I want you to think about it. You try to do it all yourself, you literally wear out, right? Because we talked about this earlier. Most network marketing companies, it takes hundreds or thousands of people to create a full-time or a six-figure income. No single person can possibly recruit, train, support the hundreds or the thousands of people that are required to build any kind of significant residual recurring income inside of network marketing, right? So that's, first of all, let's talk about why we use automated stuff. Christy, you want to talk about that for a minute?
So let's see. Where is it? I don't know. My doc disappeared.
No, I'll talk about it.
Here we go. Nope, I found
No,
it.
you want to talk about it? Okay.
Yeah, I found it. Don't judge us. I like to use notes so we don't miss anything.
Me too.
But that's why we do have automated systems in place that does most of the recruiting for us. And we touched on this a little bit yesterday, right? That leaves us with the quality time to invest in interviewing instead of recruiting, which assists us in choosing our core leadership team. Right? You want to go through that interview process to make sure that you're putting the right people in the right places that they're going to do good in, or right, like a board of directors for our team. But by interviewing potential leaders, we're able to use our time wisely and select motivated, committed people who actually do what they say that they're going to do. Right? Instead of wasting our time and chasing after anybody who has a pulse, right? Because just because they're breathing don't mean they're going to be there tomorrow, or they're going to be as committed as the person that you're looking to fulfill that leadership role, right? Once you like interview and select your board of directors, which usually takes a little bit of time, be graceful with yourself, give yourself time to build, right? The key is to teach them the exact same process so that they can duplicate your results. You don't want them to feel like they need to reinvent the wheel. You have a system in place, teach them the system, and then you can develop those layers of leadership in your organization as well.
Right. So the question we get from a lot of people who this concept is new to is like, how does the interview process work? And you can implement we have the interview process in the fast track. So we're going to talk a lot about fast track today again, but
Mm-hmm.
you can have the same type of interview process in any network marketing business that you're doing, right? So, we use things like viral marketing websites and automated sponsoring tools, the drip marketing email campaigns. I think we talked a little bit about that yesterday, the ultimate door-to-door salesperson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people either request more information, they're coming to us, or a lot of times I'm going to tell you what happens, they just join automatically in your income streams, right? Or maybe you have products that you're selling, they just do it automatically. What I mean by that is many, many, many times, and for me it's been most of the time, we're not even speaking to the new members until after they bought one of our products or joined one of our income streams first. Right. And I tell you, if you've never experienced the excitement of automatic enrollments, you'll be in for a real treat, because it's like you wake up in the morning or you check your email in the afternoon and it says, congratulations, you have a new
Right.
member, or congratulations, you made a sale, right? That's exciting because there is recruiting going on, but you're letting the systems do that part of it, right? And again, taking that human factor out of it, because it doesn't matter what your personality is. It doesn't matter if you're good on the phone. It doesn't matter if you're good at talking to people, because the system is doing that for you. I'm just going to make sure this isn't school.
Hmm.
Okay. Is like the area code for our area code. So,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So we're using all these different types of tools, the email campaigns, people either request information, they join, they've got these, you've got these automatic enrollments and these sales coming in on the front end, right? And then what we do is we then interview, and I did say interview, these new members. Okay. We determine their experience level and their level of commitment. And then those who indicate they're serious, motivated, committed are invited to now, and they're invited to interview for leadership positions on our team. And then we give them a series of homework assignments. Christina and I love to give homework, right?
Right. Like homework is one of my favorite things to give people inside of what we do, because it's for a number of reasons, right? But the homework assignments serve two purposes mainly, right? The first is they educate our candidates about our opportunity. They get the information up front so that they know what they're getting into. The second thing is the homework assignments qualify the right people for our business, and they quickly disqualify the wrong people. Like giving people those homework assignments, even everything that we do, right? Every business that we're in, giving people those homework assignments lets us know how we are going to continue to do business with that person. I love that for the layers of leadership that we do, because having good leadership and like building good leaders in your organization helps your organization to build, right? And just getting people on the right path and giving them access to that system and helping them acclimate to it is going to help them. Like the homework assignment is the thing for me. I'm really, really big on making sure that people get it done.
Yep. And we say it quickly disqualifies the wrong people. I will tell you from experience, they disqualify themselves. And it's
Right.
this simple. They don't do the homework. They're given the assignment, they don't do it, or they don't show up for a phone call. Business 101 is, if you have an appointment with somebody, they're supposed to show up.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not there, that's a good indication that they're not maybe right for the business at this time. Now, it happens. People miss appointments. I do it, right? It happens. But then the right people are very apologetic,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because they understand that they're respectful of your time. So it's not even that you have to disqualify people, they just do it on their own. So I love homework because they need the information. But for us, we just want to see you if you're going to do it, right?
Exactly.
Because when you come into, anything that we're doing, if you're building a business or you're trading or you're investing, you need to complete homework and do research, right? And so we get to know up front. I would rather people disqualify themselves before they spend a bunch of money
Mm-hmm.
than and then our time, right?
Investing in, yeah, time
Yep.
in people, building people. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been using the interview process for as long as I can possibly remember, except for maybe the first year I was in network marketing. So we've been asked a lot over the years, like, why, right? Why are you doing an interview process? Why don't you just get them and signed up quick, right? Before they just change their minds. If you're going to change your mind, I would rather have you do it before you spend your money.
Yeah.
Like you come in, you buy a little product, and then you look at it and you want to buy something bigger, or you want to get involved in the industry. You shouldn't be making that buying decision. It should be a working decision, but people think of it, well, I'm buying this, right? So if you've been following the show, you probably noticed we do things very differently from everybody else in the industry. Everybody else in the industry has a huge failure rate. Why do we want to do things that way? All right. So there are many factors that contribute to our success, but let's focus on our solution to the number one issue that is facing network marketers today. And most networkers don't even realize it, but they do spend, most of them, almost 100% of their time trying to talk the wrong people into joining the business. That's just what people are doing. They don't even realize it, right?
Right.
Because they're so sold on the concept of whatever they're doing. They're like, it's so great, it's so fantastic, and you're missing out if you're not in this, and you have to do it, right? Um, what these networkers don't realize is the theme that you've been hearing from us over and over again this week is the prospects for your opportunity, not the customers. I'm talking about people who want to do the business side. Okay.
Right.
They should not be making a buying decision. They should be making, do I want to go and put the work in for the next 12 to 24 months decision? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you convince people to join your business, right, more often than not, you have to then convince them to go and do the work. And at that point, again, it's like pushing a wheelchair. How many wheelchairs can one person push at the same time? Effectively, it's one. That's it. Like if you've got somebody very needy and they need you to talk to them every day to get them motivated to do the business, you can have one of those. And I don't want to have one. I want to have zero because it's very draining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing that they kind of pop out do quite often is they're trying to convince or persuade or twist the wrong person's arm. And it just causes frustration, and it's actually counterproductive. And I don't think they understand like how counterproductive it is to build a thriving, profitable business. If you have to convince people, you're already on the wrong side of things. They should come to you because it was convincing already. They already like understood and agree with what's going on. So think about it this way. How many like diet companies would be successful by targeting their advertising to skinny people? Like they're already skinny. Like how would, not many
going to buy the stuff.
Exactly. Like not many. So just trying to convince or persuade or try to just buy or sell the wrong type of person for your business is something that you definitely need to get out of in advance, like very early on.
Yeah, and I want you guys to think about this. If you do convince let's say you're successful and you do convince some of the wrong people. And when we say wrong people, this is not a character assassination
Right.
on somebody. It just means that they're not right for the business at this time. Okay. For whatever reason, it's not because they're a bad person, right? But if you do convince some of the wrong people to join your business, chances are they will quit. I've been through it a zillion and a half times. After you spent months chasing them around, trying to motivate and train them. Our job is not to motivate people. They have to motivate themselves. We can inspire. Right. We can inspire. Your job is to motivate yourself, right? And then your job is also to inspire your team, but they have to motivate themselves. So here we are. People will say, how do you motivate your team, Christy? You do not. You can only inspire them. So what we're focused on is long-term business relationships with the right type of people. Long-term, not short-term, right? And think about this. Interviewing allows us to spend productive time talking the wrong people out of it. Of course, now I'm saying that with my tongue firmly planted in my cheek, right? Because again, we actually don't spend a lot of time with the wrong type of people. They get out of the process very, very quickly, and it's by not showing up for appointments, not doing the homework, right? It's just very simple stuff. And people say, you want to try to talk people out of it. If I tell you this is what it's going to take, this is the work you're going to need, this is the money you're going to need, I'm just being honest.
Yes.
Right. And people say, well, you might talk them out of it. That's cool because they need time and money. And I don't want them spending their time and money if they're not going to be committed.
Yeah.
Right. So when we say talking the wrong people out of it, it's just by giving them facts. Right. So we're looking for people, and you should be looking for people in your network marketing business who relish hard work and the rewards that hard work brings, right?
Right. And we really want everybody who gets involved with our team to understand that the commitment level that is required, like we want you to get that information when you come in so that you know whether or not you're going to come in and be committed to it. This is not a short-term thing. What we do inside of Fast Track is certainly nothing that even remotely resembles a get rich quick scheme. What we have is a become wealthy permanently business plan. And that's for people who are willing to do the work.
Yep. And in the interview process, what it does is assists us in setting realistic expectations so that everybody understands what it will take to succeed. The reason that we have had so much success in the past, I mean, we have a lot of things that we do. Okay. But one of the things is we set realistic expectations for people. You know, people say, well, I want to come into trading, for example, and can I make them enough money taking somebody else's trades to pay my subscription the next month? And I tell them not to come in that way with that mindset. And I had someone else in the company say, well, tell them, sure, that could happen. Well, sure, it could, but it's not likely. And I don't want people coming in not having enough money to pay subscription month number 2,
Right.
right? Just because it could possibly happen. I would say, well, sure, anything is always possible, right? But that's not the mentality you want people coming into any business. Let's think about a restaurant. Okay. Let's say you want to open a restaurant. Would you have just enough money to pay rent for month number 1 and hope that you sold enough breakfast, lunch, and dinners to pay the rent on that property for month number 2? No, nobody's going to open a restaurant like that. And I'll tell you what, if that's your business plan, when you go in the bank for your loan, they're going to deny, right? You would have enough money to operate that business for a certain given amount of time because you know that it's going to take time to bring in the clientele. Network marketing is no different. You want to have realistic expectations, but give other people realistic expectations, because when you do that with the right people, they stay around and do the work, right? Because
Exactly.
they're like, they know that it's going to take some time to build, right?
Right. Now, think about it like this. If we interview you, the homework assignments provide you with the information that you need so you can make an informed business decision, right? Like you get the information that you need upfront and in advance, right? With Fast Track, we believe in a very old saying, like, how do you eat an elephant? The answer, of course, is one bite at a time. Because if you try to eat the whole elephant at once, you choke. So we don't want to give you and inundate you with information. We want to give you like the skeleton, the outline, everything that you need. This is the expectation. This is how much time and energy you're going to need to put into it. And we're going to give you an assignment that gives you that information up front so you can we want you to make an informed decision. Because like we said earlier, the worst thing that we could do is give you some sort of false hope or false expectation that it's going to be easy. It's easy once you get involved and you're dedicated to it, because, being dedicated and actually squaring out that time in your schedule is what makes it easy. You've put time aside to get the work done, right? Instead of saying, you know what, I have all the time in the world and finding out you got 5 minutes. It's a thing for us.
It is. And you know what is missing for most people who join network marketing business? I'll just tell you what it is. So if you're wondering what should be part of my interview process, well, of course you want to teach them. Maybe it's a webinar they attend, right? That might be homework assignment number 1, right? And then you might have them some information you want them to read through. That might be homework assignment number 2. But what also needs to be included, that is 99% of the time is not included, is what will be required of them in order to be successful. It's always about the company is this, the products are this, it does this, it does that. Nobody sits down and explains, except for us on Fast Track over the years. Here's what's going to be required of you over the next 12 to 18 months or 12 to 24 months in order for you to be successful, because it doesn't matter if we have all these things if you don't do your part. Like with Fast Track, we supply all kinds of stuff. It's like 95% of it, but it's not 100 if you don't put your 5% in on work. So what are people missing? I want you to think about like what is required. We know that a commitment of time and money is required, right? It's how much time per week are they going to devote to the business, and what do they need to do during that time? Let them know up front. This is what it takes. And also, most businesses, you need to stick to them for 12 to 18 months. Period. It doesn't matter what business you show me, right? If you show whatever it is, like if you don't at least stick to it for like a year and a half and get it going, then it's going to be tough. So it's like, talk about how much money should they budget over the first 12 to 18 months, right? What kind of time and effort are they going to put in? Does your team have a system like Fast Track where they're doing these specific steps? Do you have a system that you're using social media? Give them the skinny about what's going to be required, because that's missing almost every time someone is enrolled in a network marketing business. It's always about what's all the money you can make, and we're doing all this, but it's never about what's going to be required of them in order to be successful. And that's the most important part. right?
It's
So
unfair to like not give people that information. To me, like to us, it's unfair to not let people know what they're getting into in advance.
I was talking to someone the other day and she says, well, we do that after we get them enrolled. We go through the checkoff process of what they need to do. I said, why don't you do it before they enrolled? Well, they might not enroll then. Mm, that's fine.
Yeah,
Why
it's
didn't you
not
just,
for them.
right? Why did you let them spend their money? And then now people feel on the hook because
Right,
they put the money in, right? And now it's like, so she's, but at least that's a step in the right direction because at least that team is giving them a checklist. At least it's after they enroll. I'd still rather do it before they enroll and go through it with people and saying these are the things that are going to be required. And it's nothing tough. It's the normal stuff that you need to do when you're trying to make money online or in a business, right? So the reason that we give out the homework assignments is to provide you with enough information so you can make an educated, informed business decision. And we give you that information, like Christina said, in digestible portions. These homework assignments also, they let us, determine who actually is going to follow through on their commitments because I'm looking for people. I know I speak for Christina. I'm looking for people who say they're going to do something and then they do it. That's
right,
what I'm looking for. Like, I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what your religion is. Like, none of that has anything to do with work ethic for me at all.
right.
I care about that you follow through on your commitments to yourself and to your team members, right?
Right. And then at the end of the interview process, we have like a pretty good idea that we're sponsoring the right people, whether or not we are, right? We also know that those people have a good, clear understanding of what's going to be required of them so that we're all moving forward on the same page.
Right. And since the interview process uncovers leaders, and again, it's the theme today. We mean people who don't just talk the talk, they also walk the walk. That's what an interview process uncovers for you. Right? 90% of your volume will come from 10% of your people, your leaders, right? So when you uncover those leaders, the people that walk the walk, it naturally creates those layers of leadership within your organization. And as we shared with you before, these leaders will be with you for the long haul. I've got people on my team now. I've known them for 2 decades, right? It's not a secret, right? Because they were people that came through an interview process and they're high quality individuals, right? So I think what we want to do really right now is first of all, let's just kind of wrap up because we talked about this whole theme this week of putting your business on the fast track, right? Your network marketing business on the fast track. Um, if you're serious, if you are a home business entrepreneur, you are serious, you're in the network marketing industry and you're struggling creating customers, creating enrollments, creating leadership, creating money, income into the business. We are going to teach you how to put your home business income on the fast track. And guess what? To get into the class, there's going to be a little bit of an interview process because the class is not for everybody. It really is for people who are serious and motivated, committed to creating 6 and 7 figures in their business, right? Tell them what we're going to show them on the class, Christina.
So we're going to show you step by step how to create automatic enrollments. Yay, right?
Yes.
And sales in your business. We're going to help you to learn how to bring people in and actually make money, right? And how to set up your internet vending machine that we talked about the other day, how to interview for your for your board of directors, right? It's time to put your network marketing business on the fast track. Okay. So we're going to make sure that you have the information that you need to get registered and tune in like in the next week. We're going to just find out how to register. We're going to make sure that you have the information to get to that private fast track event. We're going to make sure that you know what's going to be covered fully in there. We're going to give you some little, I want to throw out some teasers on our social media so that you guys can see some of what you can look forward to as well.
Yes, and it will be an all-day event where you're gonna be able to just get the whole picture, and then you'll be able to come back and if you need it in those digestible chunks, I need it both ways. Like, I need to see
Yeah.
the whole thing, just give me the whole sucker, right? Like, when I bought this course I bought in real estate, and it had, like, I don't know how many modules. I watched the whole thing in, like, Saturday and Sunday. I just binge watched it,
Mhm.
then I went back through it, right? Because I still needed it indigestible chunks, but for us to be able to give you how we've had the success we've had personally enrolling over 5,000, building teams in the 6 digits, right? 100,000 plus. We're going to be able to do that, and you're going to have the whole shebang in like one day, right? So
Exactly.
we're excited. So yeah, tune into the show next week.
And remember that the actual fast track training, the private session that we're going to do, it will not be on our Facebook, on our Instagram. It will not be on our YouTube. It is only going to be available for replay to those who attend. Okay.
Absolutely.
But that is going to wrap us up. This has been a great week. I hope you guys got some value. If you did, please share the content. But that's all for now, guys. See you later.
Happy Halloween.
I know, right? What is it? In 2 days?
Yes.
Ooh, I think my cousin's birthday's coming up. Bye, you guys.
Bye.